Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is put on some chapstick. And someone had asked me before what I had on my lips when I wore this. So this is the Burt's Bees Sweet Violet Tinted Lip Balm. And yeah, that's what I was wearing. It does put a little pink tint on your lips. So that's just what I'm using for lip balm. Also, I burnt my hand getting a pizza out of the oven yesterday. So if you see this, it's not makeup. I burnt myself. All right, so we're gonna go in with our e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. This is an excellent drugstore primer. It really has some gripping power, and that's what I love so much about this primer. So this is really going to lock your makeup in. And I love that primer in general just creates a barrier between your skin and the foundation. It makes me feel better knowing that the foundation isn't just seeping into my skin, but there's like a barrier there. So that's one main reason that I love primer so much, to be honest. Also, if you're going somewhere for a long period of time, it does make your makeup adhere to your face for longer. Most of the times, I'm not out that long that I feel like I need to wear primer, but I've gotten better at putting it on just because of that barrier fact. All right, and after we do that, we're going to I'm actually so excited about this because I have not used drugstore only products in a long time. Drugstore products are so good if you get the right ones. It just depends, but there's so many out there that you can use. You don't always have to use high-end makeup products. That's only if you want to, because I use both. It's all about what you like, and also I feel like it's more about how you apply your makeup. You know, you can use drugstore makeup and high-end makeup and apply it in a certain way, and you probably wouldn't even be able to tell the difference. So, the foundation we're gonna be using is the NYX Blur foundation, the Bear With Me, and I'm in the color 20 Deep Bronze. I haven't used this in a while, but this is definitely a good foundation. I've loved it ever since it came out. I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna put it on. I might just put some dots on my face. Let's just do that. This is definitely, in my opinion, full coverage matte. I always compare it to the Estee Lauder Double Wear because I feel like that's how matte it is. And I forget, how do they say this is supposed to be? They say this is medium coverage, matte blurred finish, but this definitely can be a full coverage foundation. I'll show you. So you only need a little bit because a little bit goes a long way. You guys, I just did my makeup in the total opposite way I wanted to do it. I wanted to do my eyes first, my eyebrows, but you know what? We'll go with it. But I want to show you, this is the coverage this foundation gives you. And you all saw I only used a few dots. I don't see any of my imperfections peeking through. This to me is full coverage. Maybe if I didn't use as many dots, it would be medium, but I would tell you guys that this is definitely a full coverage, very, very matte foundation. Okay, I can see how I'm doing this side where you can still see a few of my imperfections peeking through. So maybe that is why they say medium. But it is to me, oh man, a heavy duty foundation, in my opinion. But everybody has their own opinions of things. So always bringing that down over my neck. Also, you can also do a little bit of your ears depending on the color of your foundation to make it blend seamless. You don't want your ears to be super light or super dark. And just bring that down so that everything can just be even toned. But this is such a pretty foundation. It is so beautiful. Do you see the coverage of this? I love it. All right, now I'm going to go back to what I intended to do in the first place, and that is my eyebrows. We're just going to take this spoolie here, and we are going to just brush up our brow hairs like so. I love this little spoolie. My mom gave it to me. Has little crystals in it. I think it's so cute. All right, and after we've brushed up our hairs, we're gonna go in with this NYX Stick It and Thick It. I love this. What is this described as? It's a thickening brow mascara, and it has little fibers in it so that it can make your brows look fuller if they're not that full. And I like just brushing this upwards. It also holds my brows in place, kind of like a glue. It's not like super, there's not a super duper hold on it, but it does hold my brow hairs in place. And I'm using the color Espresso. And you can kind of just put as much as you want in there until you get the color that you like so. So as you all can see here, my brows have a little bit of color. They're a little bit fuller. I love this. It's so good. And this next thing I want to show you is the Wet n Wild eyeliner pencil. They call it eyeliner, but I use it for brow hairs. I haven't used it in a while because I've been using my Benefit brow product, but this is what I used to use, and it is $1. And it is the color Simma Brown. I've used this for years. It's so pretty. I do my brows a little bit different now. I used to fill it in more with this, but now I'm going to use it to just make brow hair strokes. I'm gonna come back to that. But then I'm gonna go in with my e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. This is in the color Tan Neutral. Now, if you do not have this concealer, you've never tried it out, you have to try it out. I love this product. The consistency is so good. I use this color Tan Neutral a lot, and I also use the color Deep Cinnamon. This Tan Neutral I use for my brows. It's so bright. I can really define my brows good with it. So I'm using a little angled brush, and I just dab into the top of it because you do not need a lot. And I'm just going to carve out the shape of my brow that I want. All right, after I've done that, I just take a little brush and I'm just going to blend out that concealer so that it is not visible. So there's actually so many different ways you can put on your makeup. It's all about how you want to do it. And if you get it to look beautiful, then go for it. There's so many different steps and orders that you can do it in. I do like to follow steps in certain orders because it does make your makeup look right. But I do change here and there how I do my brows. It just depends. I'm also going to apply some of that concealer to my lids to act as like a primer. I'm gonna go in with another one of my favorite products. This is the e.l.f. Camo Powder Foundation that came out a few years ago. I love it. I have the color, I don't remember the color that I have for my skin complexion, but today I'm using the medium 375N. I do have a video where I reviewed this foundation when it first came out, so check that video out, but this is the lighter color that I'm gonna be using, and I'm just gonna use that today to set, and also I'm going to use it to set my under eye concealer when we get to that part. So I'm just taking that same brush and I'm just powdering over my lids, and this is to prevent creasing on your lids. This is a game changer. It's something that I used to not do until actually this past year, and ever since I started incorporating setting my lids, my makeup has looked so much better. My eyes have looked so much brighter. So yes, this is gonna really help your eye makeup, especially if you don't wear a lot, because I don't wear a lot of eyeshadow. So I use bronzer as my eyeshadow for most days, but even doing this step makes it look like you did so much more. I'm gonna go back in with that Sema pencil and I'm just gonna make a few more hairs. Take my spoolie and then just brush that up. All right, let's go into eyeshadow. This is one of my favorite eyeshadow palettes. It's by Wet n Wild called Color Icon, and this is what the palette looks like. Let me open it up for you. These are the shades that are inside of it, and like I told you, I'm such a neutral girly, but I love all of these shades that are on the inside. Alright, so I'm gonna take a different brush, and I'm going to go into this color right here, this brownish color. I was trying to find all of my drugstore makeup items that I have, and I do not have a powder bronzer by the drugstore. So if you know a good drugstore bronzer, please put it in the comments so I can check it out because I would love to review some drugstore bronzers. I think CoverGirl has one, but I have never tried. Have I used any CoverGirl product? I don't think I've used any CoverGirl makeup product. Isn't that wild? If you know a good drugstore bronzer, the one I used to use a lot was by Black Radiance, and I believe it was called like Coffee or Black Coffee, something like that, but it was beautiful as a bronzer. Beautiful. I know Black Radiance has some really good makeup products, but I also like this palette. I use this a lot too. I just haven't reached for it in a while, but it's still good nonetheless. You know, you just start getting so many makeup products, you get used to just using the same ones, but some of these that I have not been using lately are so good. So that is with that brown. I think I want to go in a little bit deeper. And so I'm just going to take that deeper color right here, that brown, that deep brown right here. I'm going to take that and I'm just going to put just a little bit on the outside corners. It's just going to give it just a little bit of depth in this corner right here. We're not doing a lot, just a little bit. That's what I always say. And I end up doing the most. And you guys heard me say I'm not doing a lot, right? Now I want to go into the shimmer. Why not show you guys everything you can do with this palette? So I'm gonna go in with this pretty color right here. It's like an orange, it's like a burnt orange, brown, bronze color. This one. I'm gonna take a flat brush because you always want to use a flat brush to pick up like glittery eyeshadow like this. And I'm just going to press it in the front and I'm not gonna go all the way over. I'm just going to go over halfway and kind of meet where I put that other eyeshadow. I'm kind of tracing my crease and patting in the shimmer like so. And that's so pretty. It's just a little something something. And like I said, it's all from one palette. I'm not reaching for a lot of different colors from different palettes. If you just have this one, you can get a lot of different cute looks with it, depending on if you just want to be matte, shimmer, or both, like I am today. That is so pretty. I love that. Do I need a little bit more? I think I need a little bit more on this eye right here. I really just want that to pop. All right, and the next thing we're gonna do is a wing because I'm just a wing girl. I sometimes try to not wear wings, but I love a wing. And we're gonna go in with my e.l.f. Jet Black liquid liner right here that I love so much. And I'm gonna take my little triangle powder puff, which I love also. This is amazing from Amazon. I'll have everything linked either in my video or in the description box, but these Amazon puffs are amazing, okay? But right now, I'm gonna use it just to apply this eyeliner, and I don't wanna really mess up. I don't wanna press my fingers in it, so I like to use this as like a finger guard, but I'm just going to do a wing. And I'm just going halfway over. I'm not taking that line all the way across, and we're gonna repeat that step on the other eye. Ooh, my eyes watering. This eyeliner is so good. It is jet black. It dries matte and it's easy to use because of the skinny tip. You can just glide and it just gives you such a pretty wing. I love it. Drugstore, highly suggest. I believe this is only like $4. It's so good. Another drugstore product I need to pick up is another mascara. I do have my favorites. I like the L'Oreal mascara. It's in a grayish black tube with a gold top. Can't remember the name, but I love that one. I love this kind. This is the Great Lash by, who is this? Maybelline. I do not have any more on me because I've been using my Essence mascara for so long. But this one is one that I use when in high school. This one is an OG for real. But for now, I'm just gonna use the clear, and you might say, "Why are you using clear?" I'm gonna be wearing falsies today. I wanna use this just to lift my lashes so that they blend with my false lashes. So I'm really just using that as some holding power, you know, just to lift them up. All right, so next we're gonna go back into that concealer that we used earlier for our brows and lids, the Tan Neutral e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer, and we're just going to conceal under our eyes. I'm just gonna apply a little bit here and a little bit here, like so. A little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit on my forehead. And actually, you guys, I have been leaving my nose alone. Isn't that wild? I used to just contour my nose, and the other day I did my makeup and I did not do anything to my nose, and I loved it. I'm going to take this beauty blender, which is also Drugstore. This is by e.l.f., I believe. Came in a 3-pack. You can get a teeny tiny one to just get in those tiny places. This is the medium size, and there's a large size. And I'm just gonna blend out that concealer. And you guys see how this is all just coming together, that brightened my under eye. And we're gonna go back into that e.l.f. powder, and I'm going to set my under eyes with this color. I'm just pressing that puff that comes with it into, actually no. I'm going to take my puff here and I'm just going to press it into this powder. And we're just gonna press that in just to set our under eye. You see how that just smoothed that out like that? Bringing it around. And you can see the difference here between this eye and this eye, how it just blurred those lines. I'm telling you all, it's all about application. You can really make any makeup product look good, drugstore or high end, as long as you are applying it right. Now, some makeup is not the same in quality, like certain eyeshadows that you can't see when you put them on, or certain lip colors. So there is a difference. But if there is a good drugstore makeup product that you have, it can be just as good as high end as long as you are applying it the same. You probably could not even tell on certain people if they use high end products or drugstore, because this look right here is going to look similar to the looks that I've done with high end makeup. And you see how it's just all coming together. So don't ever feel bad for not just getting all high end makeup products, because drugstore can work too. And as you guys can see here, it has just made this flawless base that I am loving so much. Since I do not have a powdered bronzer, I'm going to go in with my Milani Conceal Plus Perfect. This is a 2-in-1 foundation and concealer, and I'm using the color Golden Toffee number 14. So this is a foundation and a concealer, but I'm using it as a bronzer because I got a shade a little bit darker purposely, because I wanted to have a creamier bronzer. And I was like, let me just try this out. And I love how it came out. I love it. So I'm just going to apply a little bit of that to the perimeter of my forehead. And it's just going to give me a slight bronze, not too much. Can you all see that? It's just like sun kissed. It's so pretty. So pretty. I'm just going to dab it on the back of my hand and just pick it up from there. And I'm just going to put it along my cheekbones. And it's just a subtle bronze. It's not too much. It's not too heavy. I love it. It's so pretty. I love this. And this is another example of how you can use makeup products in different ways. This is not a bronzer, but am I using it as a bronzer? Yes. And does it work? Yes. So you just make products work for you in the way you want them to. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to use this Born To Glow by NYX. This is a liquid illuminator. And you guys know I've raved about the liquid illuminator, and I love it so much. That Refi Illuminator has taught me how to use liquid highlighter. You don't have to use a lot. So I've learned that. And I haven't used this in a long time. So let's see how this works. You only need a little when it comes to luminizers, just a tad. I'm just put a little bit on my finger, and I'm just gonna dab it right here on the center of my nose. Ooh, this is pretty. See, I have forgotten about all of these pretty. Do you see that subtle glow? This is pretty too. Like, drugstore makeup is so good. You just have to get the right ones. So I just want a little, but a little goes a long way because this can get messy if you don't kind of control it with your fingers or if you have like too much on your finger. So you see that shimmer? And I'm just gonna put a little bit on my cheek bone area, just right here at the top. And we're just gonna pat that in ever so gently and just kind of like spread it out. You do not need a lot. I know I keep saying that, but it's so important because if you put too much, it can mess up all of the makeup you just did. So I'm just applying a little bit and then I'm just spreading that out like that. See that little subtle glow it gives you? I'm gonna do it on this side as well. And I also like to take a little bit and just spread it out all across my forehead like that. Take it and you just pat it in. Now this highlighter I do see is like thicker and more pigmented than my Refi. So just considering that. But do you see the shimmer that it gives you? It just looks so fresh and just seamless. You all, we are almost finished, but I'm going to go in with my L'Oreal Paris Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Powder Foundation. And I'm using the color 365 Copper. And you know what? Let me go back to that highlighter. I don't think I gave you all the name. I have the color L104. So that's the color in the glow. Back to the powder. This is what it looks like. I'm gonna go in with a big brush, fluffy like this, and we're just going to just blend all of this makeup together. I like this brush because it just picks up the product, doesn't do too much, and it doesn't take away much of the brightness. Like you don't want to take powder and cover up all your brightness under the eye, but it doesn't really do too much if you're light-handed. So I'm just kind of just dabbing that everywhere just to kind of blend everything that we did. Okay, y'all, something touching just happened. So my mom knows I'm recording, and before I started recording, I was asking her if she had the mascara that I was just telling you guys about. This one right here, the Maybelline that is very black. Like, I'm trying to get my words together because it's so sweet. Like, my mom was the best. She's gonna make me tear up. She just dropped this off to me. She knew I needed it, so she went to the store and she bought it in the snow. I love my mom. So let's put it on. Mom, I'm putting this on for you. I have the best mom ever. When people tell me, you know, your mom's wonderful, treat her right, I'm like, don't, I want you to know how wonderful she is. She's amazing. She's the best mom ever. She's taught me about God. She's taught me about being a mom. She's taught me about how to handle stress and when the enemy tries to sneak up on you and how to handle him, spiritual warfare. And she's taught me how to put all my faith and trust in God. And Lord, I just thank you for giving me the best mom ever. I can't cry because I can't cry off this mascara that she just brought me, right? So what I'm doing, you guys, is I'm using the Jet Black, very black waterproof. And you know what? This reminds me of her because when she taught me how to do makeup when I was little and she was, you know, showing me different makeup products and stuff to use, this is the mascara that she used and how that's why I always used it in high school, like I was telling you guys earlier. Ooh, mama. This video almost turned into how to melt your makeup off with tears. She's the best. I mean, what mom would do that? Go to the store in the snow. It's literally, I think like what is it? I have to see what the weather is. There's a wind chill advisory and it's 25 degrees. So if you can't see how amazing that makes my mom and how much I love her, because she's just like that. She's like that with everybody. She is like the sweetest person. She's a walking biblical disciple. When I pray, I tell God that all the time. Like, I have never met anyone in my life that lives a life that exemplifies God on earth other than her. Like, She's amazing. All right, so we're gonna be moving on to my lips. One of my favorite parts of makeup. I'm just wiping off with a baby wipe that Burt's Bees chapstick that I put on. And we're gonna go in with our NYX lip pencil. This is in the color Hot Cocoa. And I'm gonna use this to line my lips. Okay, I had to sharpen it because it had gotten dull. But we're gonna take this lip liner and we're gonna line our lips. Ooh. I haven't used this in a while, and this is kind of giving dupe for Mac Chestnut, in my opinion. Yes. I believe that they had said that espresso was the dupe, but I'm thinking this one is. This is the hot chocolate SPL 829 lip pencil by NYX. Yes, this is giving, my favorite lip liner that I always talk about, Mac Chestnut. Hmm. Y'all, I keep just thinking about my mom. That was so sweet. So this is the liner that I'm loving a lot. I need to pull these drugstore makeup items out and put them into my main makeup bag because, yeah. The next thing I'm gonna go in is with my Mega Last Liquid Matte Lipstick by Wet n Wild, and I have the color Toffee Talk. This is such a pretty mauve color. It kind of the color of my shirt. I did that unintentionally, but this is such a pretty mauve color. Let me show you what it looks like. It almost has, like, a grayness to it. Now, don't let that scare you. So, I don't want you thinking it's, like, a super pink, but it's, like, a grayish pink, if that makes sense. And do you guys see how pretty that is? It's just such a pretty matte pinkish, grayish, beautiful-ish color. And I'm gonna go back in with my pencil and just retrace that line because sometimes that gets lost when you put on your other lip products. I'm not sure on how long this lasts compared to the MAC Chestnut because the MAC Chestnut is great and it lasts all day, but this is a similar color. So I'm just kind of retracing that line. Then I'm going to go in with my Wet n Wild 111401. This is one of their matte lipsticks that I always use. You guys, if you are a subscriber, you already know I use this so much. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. I wasn't planning on saying that, but listen, I want you here and we have fun over here. So I'm just going to apply that just in the middle, just to kind of lighten it up a little bit. All right, I'm over here debating, do I wanna keep this matte or do I wanna make this glossy? I do this all the time. I was matte all the way, all the time a few years back, and then the past 2 years, I have just been glossifying everything, and I think I want to do that right now, even though this is so gorgeous. But this will allow you to see how it looks if you wanna make your lip combo glossy. I'm gonna be using the Burt's Bees Hydrating Lip Oil and Sweet Almond right here, and I'm just gonna put a little bit of shine on my lips. Yeah, that was a good decision because I'm liking it so far. Well, this is runny when it comes out, so you gotta have to be gentle with it. I'm just gonna use my finger and just kinda, like, pat it, and there it is with the gloss. So pretty. So this is the look so far. I am gonna be putting on some lashes by Kiss. These are called Empress. They're like a wispy, flirty lash, so we're gonna put these on, and I'll be right back. And all right, guys, we are back with the lashes. These are screaming drama. These are very dramatic. They're even more dramatic than I thought, but they are so beautiful. What do you guys think? Once again, these are the Muses collection. And yeah, they're really lightweight, not heavy at all. They are really going to give you that oomph. These are so good for like a party or like going on a date where you want to look a little bit dramatic, but I love these. But the last thing I wanna do is set my face, and this is one of my favorite drugstore setting mist. This is the Dewy Coconut Setting Mist. When I tell you it is so good, not only does it smell like coconut, but I like the way the mist comes out, if that makes sense. The sprayer is really good on this, and it also gives you this beautiful glow. I absolutely love wearing this in the summertime. It reminds me of the summer because of the smell, but it's so good. So let's go ahead and spritz our face. I also like to go in and just blot in that setting mist because sometimes when you spray out sprays, it can put dots in areas that you do not want. So you can lightly go in and tap off any of that splotchiness that might have occurred, if any. And all right, beauties, this is the finished look. I love how it came out so much. This just goes to show drugstore makeup is amazing and you can use it just as much as you could use high end. To me, it's all about how you apply it and just getting those right drugstore products that work good for you. If you like how this makeup look came out, comment down a pink heart. Also, comment down your favorite drugstore makeup product so we can just add to the collection of drugstore makeup that is so good. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And also, you can follow me on my other social media platforms, TikTok and IG. Both are Beauty by Viennese. I would be so glad to meet you there on those platforms as well. I love you, Jesus loves you, and I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.